Hello everybody, this is Bloba coming at you with another video. This time we're going to be looking at the creator of Ninth Dawn 3, Shadow of Erthil, Tom. He didn't ask me anything on Reddit, and we're going to be covering this. I did a little bit of a Let's Play of it a while back, but it's kind of put on hold for now, but you guys can let me know if you would like to see that Let's Play pick back up again anytime soon. I'll leave it up to you guys about when I pick that back up. But anyways, let's get on with the Ask Me Anything. Hi everyone, I'm Tom, the creator of Ninth Dawn 3. It's 2D open world RPG collectathon dungeon crawler packed full of adventure. It was released on Nintendo Switch last month, and here's my answer to your questions about it. Also, today we're giving away North America keys to 10 selected winners. That already happened though. A little bit late covering it, so sorry if you guys had to miss out on this, but we're going to be looking at the Ask Me Anything. If you are familiar with this channel, then you already know about Ninth Dawn 3. If not, you can see here. I'm not going to read this out for the sake of, I don't want to sound redundant because I already covered it in the past. So we're just going to go into, well, here's the winners. So if you're watching this and you're one of these fine people, then make sure to check your messages for the code. We're going to get into what you all came for here. It's just going to be reading out the questions that he actually responded to. Why did you totally betray your friend? I hope, and not tell them you were doing Ask Me Anything in advance. Nah, JK, real talk. How do you feel about having your game available on so many platforms? And how challenging is it to getting to be available on them? Thank you. Having a game on multi-platform is very stressful. Not sure how much I can say about it, although it was a great personal achievement. I will probably stagger the platforms in the future for less stress. Yep, that probably makes sense. I can understand that developing a game for a single platform is a huge monumental undertaking, and trying to do it for multiple platforms, you know, that's something you need a pretty decent team for, I believe. But I want to, and I need a good game to play during Thanksgiving break. Where'd you come up with the name Ninth Dawn? Hello, interesting question. The 9 is actually the 9th attempt at making the game. It started as a Black Dawn Online many years ago and subsequently failed. Attempts and restarts from scratch incremented the number each time. Black Dawn 2, 3, etc. Until 9th was actually decent enough for a real release. It was an offline game, so we settled on Ninth Dawn. Thank you. Amazing to hear. So much trial and error successfully reached your title, and did so 2 other times as well. Yep. I completely agree that it's kind of like, reminds me of the Final Fantasy name origin, about how it was the developer's final attempt at a game, so they named it Final Fantasy, and it worked out, and seems like it's working out for you too, so that's nice. Next up, it's like, I enjoyed the game, and I was wondering if there's any in-game content being developed with possible DLCs. Also, any chance we can tailor the pet skills to our liking, like having a healer pet, tank pet, damage dealer pet, buff pet, or something similar. Thank you. Although in-game dungeons were designed to be the in-game, there isn't quite any extra in-game development currently. However, there is a very awesome secret feature planned for December. Hopefully that will give players a lot of enjoyment even if they complete the game already. Certain pets use their preset spells already. For example, some healing creatures will heal you, etc. That's a good idea. Having more control over it. Thanks for that. How do you want to play your game? Did you ever feel pressure when developing the game? Did you ever scratch what you had so far and restart from the beginning? Yep, and then we get Hi, funnily enough, Ninth Dawn 3 was the first project in Unity, previous game I made using my own engine. Halfway through the dev cycle, I decided to scratch what I had and try again, making a smaller game, Throne Quest. Test for Unity project, Throne Quest proved to work, and then I rebuilt Ninth Dawn 3 on top of that code. Definitely a lot of head-scratching moments. All around, though, I can't wait to start a fresh project with everything I've learned. Thank you. That makes me wonder, what made you make this genre of video games? Why not a 3D MMORPG, for example? And this is not OP, but I can imagine a single person being able to make a 3D MMORPG on their own, take a lot of people, a lot of capital. Let's see what he has to say about it. Yep, making an MMORPG would be difficult for just myself, unfortunately, although I do want to get into 3D for the next project, maybe. Not partaking in the giveaway, but have some questions. What was your favorite creature to design? What is your favorite area in the game? And Nameless is the one who called Foddy Foodie, and now Foodie, I mean Foddy, is mad at me. How mean, I guess, is more of a statement. Hi, thanks. So 280 creatures, and I thought 3 says difficult to pick from favorite. Haha. I think the camel is my favorite. It's such a good looking creature and has been a running joke since the first game. I love drawing to make it look pathetic and cute in this pixel art movie. Second question, he says, favorite area would have to be the House of Rye, his secret dungeon, and I thought 3 contains puzzle elements and mini traps. An entertaining little story to go with it. It features some minecart writing puzzles, and I really love that. Haha, well, I never really thought about that, but perhaps you should be careful associating yourself with a careless person such as Nameless. Next, we have no need to enter me the giveaway, but I do have a question. Are there any plans to update the crafting selling for the Switch version, mainly with the better quantity selection and overall efficiency? The sell button or not restarting the cursor at the top left corner. Hi, crafting system was quite a difficult part of the game to code, and as such is a little inflexible to adjust, unfortunately. I do agree there are certain minor inconveniences with the game cursor resetting and such. I will do my best to solve this in future updates. Thank you. Very wholesome dev. Oh, next up is where can I go to find out more information about the game? I was looking for some guides or wiki, but found almost nothing. I did just find the fandom wiki that I didn't see earlier. It looks like it's being worked on now, which is amazing. I'll have to read through that. Is that wiki official or being updated now, or where can I find info about the game online? Thanks for the awesome game. Really enjoyed it. What kind of information are you looking for? There are plenty of reviews and stuff online. Also, an official info dump kind of guide I put together, which contains mega spoilers. Not recommended look before playing, but if you really want to, here it is. I'll also put a try to remember to put the link to this Reddit post in here so you guys can come through this yourself. There's also active Discord community and players help any questions that you ask. A great game, but why does the fabric for magic weaving cost so much compared to the ease of obtaining crafting materials for other crafts? Thanks so much. To be honest, there's so much content in the game, and a little difficult to maintain some balance in some areas. If that is the case, I will make a note of it and hopefully adjust it one day. However, I do enjoy certain unbalanced aspects to games, as it creates a little more variation. Thank you for letting me know. Hello, Tom. I love your game, and hard mode, I'm currently back at it again. Can't wait to see what you cook up in the future. I was transitioning to Unity in terms of dev speed and learning curves. Is it a good idea to develop outside the well-known engines nowadays? Is your game dev full-time job? Is any of your game outsourced, or have you created anything? Or created everything? If so, did you consider outsourcing in the future? What do you enjoy most in-game dev, and how experiences learning, such as diverse skill sets? Thank you so much. I started using Unity perhaps 2 or 3 years ago, specifically for Python 3. I was relying on my own engine, which proved too difficult to maintain. My experiences with Unity have been amazing, although it does require quite a learning curve, especially for 2D games, as it's not as intuitive for 2D games as some competing engines, although I understand that has been improved recently. I would say using the main game engine is a safer place to put your knowledge into, as they are likely to be supported into future years. I tend to have more active user bases help you experience problems. Game dev's not a full-time job. I've been a tattooist for 11 years, although in 2021 I plan to be a full-time game dev. I created everything for Python 3 with no outsourcing. As a personal goal I wanted to achieve. The disadvantage is taking too long, so I will definitely consider outsourcing in the future. Although only with creators I would fully trust to ensure the quality is maintained. The most fun part of being a game dev is programming, especially when starting a new project. I really love writing code and seeing how it affects the game, and that nice feeling when you get to learn something new and awesome. However, towards the end of the project, the programming is extremely difficult as you try to tie your projects together and complete all the loose ends. Those bits you save for later because they're too hard. Yep. Yay, an RPG. Salutations. During casual play session on Python 3, what part you most enjoy most? To be honest, when creating the game for so long, took about 3.5 years to create, it becomes very difficult to enjoy it, because you end up being a bit sick of it. However, I absolutely love playing the card game. For you, I love that too, in Python 3. It was quite time consuming to create this part, and I constantly found myself just playing it over and over, forgetting I was supposed to be actually developing it. But yes, collecting cards, one from the feud card game, is what I enjoyed most of the game. Absolutely, I love that card game too. What were some of the biggest hurdles you had to encounter during this project, and how did you handle some of those hurdles? Is there anything you would have changed in the early stages of development? What would you want in the game even though you can't have it? Hello, I recognize your name. It is Marlon. I didn't notice. Hello, Marlon. The biggest challenge, I think, was adding the local multiplayer. I hadn't really done this kind of thing before. Making it work cross-platform is extremely challenging, especially when you consider all the RPG elements in the game. A lot of things just had to be rewritten completely, such as the fishing minigame as it was designed initially for single player. Manage the hurdles by taking a small break, clearing your mind, and thinking about it, and some downtime can really help your mindset, and you often come up with solutions during this time. Things I would have changed. I would definitely should have relied on Unity much more. I spent too long trying to work around Unity, using my old habits instead of just trusting the engine and working with it. It caused a lot of messy code, and ultimately the game was quite overcomplicated framework as a result, making it a bit inflexible to modify. I'd love to have online multiplayer, and a lot of players have asked for this too. Unfortunately, it's simply too difficult for me due to the complex nature of the game. Perhaps one day, but sadly my skills aren't good enough to do this yet. What software did you use to develop it, and how did you take your ideas and bring it to new heights? Hello, I use Unity for the game. Spine Esoteric for unique pixel animations, Photoshop for all the graphics, and Reaper for all the musics. Taking your ideas to new heights, I think, I mostly enjoy it comes on trial and error. Ultimately, you end up just learning and figuring out new ways to do things. It's definitely been a big learning curve. Each time I do something, I learn something new and think of better ways of doing it. I would recommend not setting your expectations too high. Relax, accept what you do will not be the best thing ever, and just do it to the best of your abilities. It might not come out how you envision, but I guarantee you will learn something along the way, which will help the future endeavors. Are you worried that maybe your game glorifies violence against random animals, in particular scary rats? How can you sleep at night knowing that no children might grow up into the sort of people that just instantly run over and kill any animals they happen to see just because your game? Haha, Sean, I think it was mostly just you that got hooked into the rat finding metagame. Looks really fun. I'm in. What inspired the setting and what kept you driven throughout development? Thanks for participating. I've always loved this type of RPG myself. I'm not sure that if I can name other games as inspiration, but I'm pretty sure we all played similar ones. I mostly really love exploring big open worlds. Always been fascinated by the medieval kind of setting. You growing up in the UK, I've been lucky to visit old castle ruins and such. Motivation extremely difficult during game dev as it comes ups and downs, but having a friend to show progress to is always helpful. Fortunately, for the third installment, I had a very lovely and active Discord community who always helps motivate me to continue the game as they provide positive feedback and excited comments. Dark Rolls 4. Maybe it'll be added with the fourth game comes out. The game looks quite interesting, especially in the multiplayer aspect. Seeing the trailer reminds me of a number of other games, but where in particular did you get inspiration from? Thanks so much. Not sure if I can mention other games, probably just being cautious. But gaming has been my favorite ever thing since all my life, so I've played many games, and honestly, there are parts from all my favorite games there. I'm sure people can see where certain things are from, but generally, anything to do with exploration, RPG mechanics, I love. Also, certain movies at medieval times, I just draw endless swords on axes on paper while just watching those kind of films. Is it couch co-op? Yes, it is couch co-op, drop in and out kind of style. One of the cool does think it's quite rare for RPGs these days. Simply enter the main game, pick up an extra controller, and press some buttons, and player 2 will appear. Just interesting. Thank you there. Really question. Hi, I would like to enter the giveaway. It seems that there are a good number of weapon types in the game. Which would you say is ideal for someone who's new to the game, and which is your personal favorite? Hello, thank you. You are correct. There are thousands of items in the game. Whenever I play it, I always lean towards the bigger two-handed swords. There's great swords and polearms. I like being able to benefit from the extra range and deal larger amounts of damage. However, from the customer feedback, it appears that the magic wands are safer and easier to use as you can deal range damage from afar. I would definitely recommend just playing about with different weapon types to see what you like. But you can also create your character build how you want. So even if you use two-handed swords or dual-wielding daggers, you can still cast mighty spells at the same time. I played Night Thought 2 on iOS back in the day. I was unaware a new game had been released for the Switch, and I'm eager to try it out. That being said, what's your favorite playstyle? Thanks so much. It's really cool you played the previous games. Thank you for finding this new one. Personally, I've always loved just being melee-based in games like this. I enjoy the idea of conquering enemies with brute fictional strength. Something appealing about watching those damage numbers increase immediately. Have you ever thought about doing an MMORPG in the same style? I would love to do that, honestly, which is actually my goal 12 to 15 years ago. However, it is extremely difficult to pull that off, and I'm not sure I could ever manage it. Even with just the security side of extremely challenging, require a dedicated person for that. But things are becoming more accessible, and recently better tools are being introduced. Maybe one day it's maybe possible. And that actually ends it. That was the last question. That was answered anyways. So, thank you all for watching. And as always, I will try to link all the appropriate links into the description below. You can come check out this yourself, click on all these various links in the Nintendo Store, trailer, anything else. This is Mustang and Bloba signing off, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.